What I want to cover today is a few tips that'll help you get your first board game published. What you want to find is a publisher who is already publishing games that are similar to your own. Whether it's the same audience, the same genre, the same complexity, you want to find somebody who already targets the same people as your game. Don't get too attached to your project and don't make it look too good. What you need to remember about a publisher is that they don't produce games in a vacuum. All of their games are part of a larger marketing plan. This means that you're going to be changing your game to fit into their marketing plan. This is why I often speak out against large backstories or a lot of artwork up front. These kind of things tell you, the publisher, that you're attached to the project. If you're too attached to the game, they're going to hesitate because they can't make the changes to your game that they will need to fit into their own plan. The publisher doesn't want to crush your dreams. They don't want to take a game that you put 1,000 hours into and have to cut it up. What you want to do is prepare up front for the changes and make it clear in the submission that you know it's going to change. Don't open up with a large amount of backstory, a whole bunch of fluff about what your game was, what you intended. Put the information that they need up front. Tell them your target audience immediately. Tell them what other competition is on the field and why is your game going to outsell the others. Why is your game needed in this area? Do a brief overview of any unique mechanics that you're trying to sell, but don't go into any detail. Give them everything that they need, small and condensed, up front. This game is going to be the best ever. Does that sound like a professional to you? Keep your emotions in check. What you want to do is give them just enough information to say that, yes, the game has been played. Yes, people like it. But what you want to do is set it up so when they play the game, they say, hey, this is pretty clever. This is pretty amazing. This is actually a really common sales trick. You plant the seed in their mind, but you let them come up with the idea themselves. When they're the one who thinks, oh my God, this is amazing, they're going to believe it. If you tell them, this is amazing, they're not going to believe you. And now for the hardest part, don't give up. It's downright painful for somebody to turn down your game. If one publisher isn't interested, that's going to hurt. That'll take a toll on your motivation, your ability to keep working. It's too easy to give up at this point, but it's entirely possible that it wasn't your game, just that your game didn't fit in with their current plan. I highly recommend that when you send out your prototype to a publisher, start building another. What you want to do is do your research on who you're going to apply to next. You're going to pack all of the new prototype things. You want to have it all packed up and ready to ship out. Because if this first publisher turns down your game, you're going to take the massive hit to your motivation. You're going to become depressed, sad, whatever. But all you have to do is have the motivation to put this second package into a mailbox. If all of the work is already completed, it's easier to do. And a bonus tip, look at the Kickstarter tag list. Cthulhu, zombies, a whole bunch of stuff that's overdone. The reality is that's a proven market, which means that a publisher is far more likely to take a chance on a zombie game than they are on a farming game. No matter how good your game is, it's going to be easier to sell something that's already popular.